Alright friends, well we are finally leaving the Gentle Annie. We stayed an extra night because it's just beautiful here. Another cracker day. We are heading to a subscriber's house in Charleston who have offered us to come and park up there at their house to explore from. So we're heading into Westport today. I've put a nice collared shirt on after all that painting work I've been doing and wearing filthy, smelly clothes for days on end. I got this t-shirt for $2 at Twizel Op Shop, awesome. But yep, hooking up, heading off down the road to Westport, grocery shop and on to Charleston, so let's get into it. So this week we are off to Charleston, a town, village, settlement, I'm not really sure what you call these kinds of places. It's a place that once had a thriving gold mining town, but the town's not really there now. Many of you have likely just driven straight through, and that's definitely what we would have done as well if we weren't invited to park up with some subscribers, Sarah and Shane, who messaged us an invitation and who really wanted to showcase some of the natural beauty in their area. And man, are we glad we took up their offer. And we also check out Punakaiki and the Pancake Rocks while we were here as well. We've arrived to Charleston. We've just parked up at this beautiful double bay beach just to have a little walk and explore before we head to the house where Sarah is. Beautiful day, beautiful bays, makes me want to go fishing.
The time is who you spend it with. Joy is who you share it with.
Awesome weather. I think we're in for some change and I think some rain is headed our way. A couple of quiet days in the caravan probably wouldn't do me too much harm actually. Feeling a little bit under the weather. Whoops, not leave the GoPro on the roof while we're driving off. Phew! Done that once before. Yes, I left the time-lapse running on the roof as we drove off. Luckily I remembered before it fell. But we pulled into Sarah and Shane's property, who have plenty of great space for us to park, as well as some power for us to hook up to. So after parking up, I just crashed, pretty exhausted from long days of work, which didn't make me very sociable. But Soph took the kids on a bit of an explore.
We're going on a walk to find a swing bridge. This wall's full of coal.
There's magic here on the coastline, and I know the sun won't go to bed yet, not till the moon.
This is the Nile River Bridge on the Kawatiri cycle trails. I did a couple more than a couple of Ks the other week when we were in Westport, and this is the Charleston end and it is almost linked up, almost. I think there's one other bridge. Our local guide Sarah says that they abseilers were working on the Heaphy River Bridge on the Heaphy track, and next bridge is this one on the Kawatiri trail, so it's nearly linked up to Charleston. Maybe by the time you guys come in visit down here, you'll be able to cruise the whole way from Westport to Charleston.
That was a cool short walk.
Alright, weather hasn't been too bad over today. Last night a bit of rain. Getting a bit of cabin fever, time to get out, stretch the old back and the legs and go for a bit of a walk around a loop trail just down at the beach. It's not cold.
It's the West Coast, man.
Typical, it's been dry all morning until we go on our walk and now it's starting to rain. One thing about caravan life is the need to be able to get outside and stretch the legs even if it's raining. It's definitely something we all require, I think. This was just an easy and nice walk, enjoying some of the coastal views right off the bays. But because we put our rain jackets on and ventured out into the wilderness, the rain decided to show its face and even delivered us some thunder and lightning. Oh man, once you get wet, you're wet, right? Just gotta go with the flow. And for the rest of the day, well, it just rained, so we just chilled out in the caravan, doing what you do on a rainy day. But the next day, the sun was out again, and Shane and Sarah wanted to take us exploring to a couple of the places that they really rate, just a couple of kilometres from their house. And man, we were really amazed at how different the scenery was just a couple of kilometres away. Crazy little spot in here. Who's going for a swim, kids? So the people that we're staying with just behind me here, they've taken us to see all the cool local spots. We wouldn't have come up here because we wouldn't have ever known, but it's a pretty spectacular spot, alright? This is a bit of a favourite spot for the locals to come for a swim in the summertime when it's nice and hot. This area is a bit of a domain. They've got the underworld tours over here. Takes a train track into the forest, you can go caving. It is quite expensive to do those activities. You can do underwater tubing as well, which would be fun. But apparently back in the day, this used to be a big area where they'd have festivals and concerts and a bit of protesting when they were doing the mining. So a bit of history in the spot. Shane wanted to show us the old Argyle mining area, which we drove right past on our way to the river. It's not advertised or signed, but there is so much to see in here if you know where to go. Goodness, that's a warning sign if we ever saw one. One of the main reasons why this area isn't advertised is due to the massive air shaft holes like this one, which might not be easy to see with the thick bush and you could fall 30 metres into a hole. But don't worry, with Toby on the job, I'm sure he'll fill in all the holes in no time. Then we were headed off track in to find a big tunnel cave. It's big holes like this one that are why this area is not advertised. Pretty much covered in foliage. If you were just left wandering around, it wouldn't be too hard to fall into a hole like that.
I think it's washed out.
Yeah. But what they do is
Now this tunnel was a much longer one and I opted to not go because I'm a bit of a wimp when it comes to caves. I think Riley wished that she knew I didn't go because she would have happily stayed with me. But they were able to wander all the way through to the other side where it opens back up into the light, but the water gets a bit deep to be able to continue much further unless you want to get really wet. Now this is back at the house where they have a little bit of their own history on their own property for us to see. So they almost have like their own dock walk on this property. It goes down here.
Dad, and the tunnel goes under the stairs.
So the people we're staying with said that this area used to be very, very swampy until the gold mining rush happened and they kind of dug trenches out which kind of drained a lot of the swamps. And this is like some of what they used to go through. This goes right through under the road, but apparently it's can't quite get through. The water ends up getting quite high and it goes through to the valley on the other side. So we're not sure how long it is. They've found a whole lot of remnants like ceramics and they've found like old shoes and all kinds of things from the 1800s in there. Huh?
That's part of the cave too.
Yeah, so guessing the cave also ran under the stairs there through to the beach. But look. But plenty of glowworms here in the evening, so maybe we'll come back and see if we can capture them. If you don't see them, it didn't work. That evening, me and the kids went for a wander down to the beach over the cycle trail. We went to the end of the bay and we watched the rough sea smashing against the rocks, and we discovered a pretty fun blowhole on our adventure. There's that west coast surge again, pumping up the river. Definitely well worth going off for an explore that evening. Sometimes the things that you find when they're not even planned for are pretty awesome. The next morning we headed off to Punakaiki to go and check out the pancake rocks and the blowholes. We headed off at just before high tide because that's the best time to see it. I didn't realise that the coastal drive was going to be so beautiful, including all of the stunning Nico palms that grow all the way along this coastline. Well, at least into Punakaiki. I haven't gone any further than that yet.
Who you share it with? Yeah, now it's a moment.
Well, we've arrived in Punakaiki. It's the busiest place we've been in a long time. We had to park around the back even. Wow.
We're doing blowhole walk and pancake walk. What? Let's go for this cooler walk.
Alright. I feel like this place has been a bit thrashed online. I've seen it so often on posts, videos, so I thought I'd save it for the last on this video. But we were pretty impressed with the place. Pretty awesome walking trail getting in here, eh, Steph? I didn't realise there's going to be so many of your favourite trees here, your Nico palms.
I love it. So glad I brought my walking stick because the trail is really rugged.
I need to actually see.
Alright, charge you again.
These rocks look like pancakes because they've got this little line in between everyone, so it looks like it's a pancake layered on a pancake.
That was the best ever.
Maybe we should put some ice cream on. You can see so much over there.
Hey, look, the track goes over there too. The blowhole wasn't very intense. This is the only kind of half decent shot I got of it. I imagine it's awesome in a storm though.
Oh look, Toby, there's the blowhole there.
And then the main attraction, the Punakaiki pancake rocks. Stacked like layers and layers of pancakes. Just need some ice cream.
Huge pancakes rocks here. Huge ones.
Fire and stone in places unknown. I'll never let go. I'll never let go. Thought I knew my way till I found you. You took me to a place I never knew. So take my hand into the great unknown.
Hey everyone, we are leaving Charleston today. We're going to head to the Fox River. It's a beautiful day out there. It seems like it's been a long time since we've kind of camped off grid because we have been at Gentle Annie on power and we've been here with these lovely people who have given us power. So we're going remote. No, we're not going remote, just off the main road at the Fox River. And yeah, we'll be like camping off grid again, which I'm looking forward to. Let's have a look at this day. With these beautiful days, the sandflies are starting to show their ugly faces though. All right, thanks Sarah and Shane. See you guys another time. Well, that's all for this one, team. Massive thanks to Sarah and Shane for reaching out with an invite. Next time, we're at the Fox River and further south. I'm still filming that. What a gem of a place though for exploring, and we look forward to seeing you there. See you next time.